Oh man, I don't know if I set that up right, but I am so grateful for that. Shout out to Truth Virus 17. I'm gonna be playing that all the time, man. I'm thinking about retiring just after that video. If you guys aren't subscribed to Truth Virus 17, you got to subscribe. And I needed that today, man. You know. Whew. Anyway, Truth Seeker, I got these people so figured out. I just want to show you this. If you missed my, you know what? Before I even get into this, let's just watch the clip from yesterday and then we'll talk about it. Hold on.
Did you guys see it yourself, or are you just reporting what you're told? Well, if you're live right now, we should get out the real word. People of Richland, 322 days ago on March 22nd, 322, there was another shooting at a Kroger store. No, I'm not, because the news should actually inform people. You want to put me on it? She's getting her information through the phone. You guys must be legit. People are rich into Skull and Bones. Look into what Tim Russert said to Bush and Kerry in 2004 about 322 and the secret society that runs this nation. Skull and Bones has a lot to do with Kroger that owns Fred Meyer and King Soopers, shooting on March 22nd, 322. And then 322 days later, here we are again. Skull and Bones is known as the Brotherhood of Death. This might be too kooky for all you guys who are used to watching the nightly news, but death in Gematria equals 38. Colorado's the 38th state. Here we are in the 38th day of the year. I need to leave? Oh, hey, peace. Why do I need to leave?
Because you're in our way and you're interfering with our job.
Interfering with your job?
Your place of work and interfere with what you're doing.
You know why I don't have a job? Because I don't want to be a good slave and order follower for tyranny. Well, you should care. You should care what I want to do. I'm here doing a justice for the people of this world. Nobody cares about you and your salary.
I don't care about my salary either.
You know what Nazi soldiers used to say? I'm doing my job. I'm getting my paycheck. Yeah, just like a Nazi soldier used to say. Here's another fucking genius, you guys. She's about to go live here. I'm gonna be respectful. Let's get it out. I'll help get out the word. Let's hear the truth. Fresh from her cell phone. Here, she's got it. Uh-oh, his camera ran out of battery. Here comes a pro, you guys. Watch how she does it. She's going to report the facts right from her cell phone. Hey, did you see the crime scene in there before you report on it? Are you just going to tell people what came through your cell phone, or did you see it with your own eyes? You ever think about what you're doing?
Yeah,
So,
people that were
I wasn't going to interrupt you guys, but this is propaganda, and this camera man just actually damaged my camera. I mean, what a rude cameraman. I said I was going to be quiet here.
It was a popping of a
King Soopers, you guys. King Soopers, March 22nd. King Soopers, March 22nd. Today's 322 days later. Understand, Skull and Bones, that's their number. They're the ones running the agenda to shut down the Second Amendment. These people are propaganda artists, and they're lying to you, and they're telling you that they got the facts because it just came through their cell phone. Thanks for putting me on, sir. I hope we're reaching the people of Richland tonight. You guys, look up Gematria. D's the fourth letter, E's the fifth, A's the first, T's the 20th, H is the 8th. Add it up, 38. Here we are on the 38th day of the year. You should see how often they do these stories of death in 38, like Colorado's the 38th state.
I've seen dead bodies of people getting dragged out of scenes.
Here?
Do you want to say these things to the people's families? Because they are emotionally traumatized.
Well, don't you think they want to know who the shooter is? Don't you think they really want to know who the shooter is and who's responsible? How come the media's put out an image? Why does the media's image look like it's from 1980 of the shooter? Have you seen it yourself? 40 years old photo. Hey, asshole, what's your name? NBC, hey, you damaged my camera. I'll be after you, buddy. The fruitcake with the slave muzzle on. Good job.
Okay. So, that was one of many things that happened yesterday. If you haven't watched the live stream, it was censored from YouTube, but it's up on BitChute. And it kills, I'm linking it all over the place, you guys, but there's like 100 people that said, where's the link on BitChute? It's just like, okay, I'm watching Gematria Effect News. I wonder if I went to BitChute and typed in Gematria Effect News if the channel might come up. And of course it would. And for those of you who know me as Zachary K. Hubbard, if you search that on BitChute, it also comes up. You guys, you can't be like little toddlers in this world and you need everybody to do everything for you. And all of you who get your feelings hurt like, oh, why are you saying that, Zach? I like your work. Just give me the link. You guys, you're not going to help me out at the end of the day. I'm looking for people that are going to help me out. I mean, if you can't even take 5 seconds to search for where the channel is, that tells me all I need to know about you, honestly. You're not going to help with jack shit. You're exactly what the New World Order created, a lazy asshole who can't tie their own shoes in the morning, And again, I'm not here to be friends, you guys. I'm here to change the fucking world, and people wasting my fucking time with where's the link on BitChute, it's a fucking joke. It's a fucking joke, man. Same people that I guarantee can't donate $1 a month, can't donate $1, can't find the fucking link on BitChute. Anyway, but they want to use more of my time, like I'm not using all my time on this already. Anyway, what I really want to talk about, though, is this little network and this little news crew. So here's the article written yesterday from this same news team, NBC News. This is the same team right here. And notice the lead writer is David K. Lee, who's out of New York, and also Juliet Arcadio, who's working here in Richland, Washington, who's Jesuit educated at Fordham in New York, which is where NBC's office is. And you saw how every news team I interacted with, if you watch the stream, it wasn't just that one. They're all reading from their cell phone and then reporting what to say, even though the supposed story is right behind them where nobody's allowed to go inside the building and actually see with their own eyes what happened. Not a single police officer was there and knew what happened. Not a single news reporter. Everyone just relying on information coming through their phone when they're 100 fucking yards from supposedly where the mass shooting was. It's so obvious how this works. And again, you guys, like I continue to say, it's the Jesuits. Before I drove there yesterday, I said the Jesuit fingerprints were all over this. Again, if you guys are new to my work, I have books out there that I've made free to download. If you go to the Gematria Effect News 24 channel, understand I'm on Gematria Effect News 22 right now. For those of you guys who've been waiting the last 2 months for a new video, it's because I've been on 2 new channels because of all the suspensions. I'm back on this channel because those channels are suspended. I created Gematria Effect News 23. It got suspended real fast. Now I'm on Gematria Effect News 24. I live streamed this whole event on Gematria Effect News 24 yesterday. I got 2 strikes for doing that. That channel's now suspended. So I'm back on Gematria Effect News 22, and no doubt another suspension's coming real soon. So make sure you're staying up well on all my channels. The way you do that is you go to the search engine and you take the time, the 5 fucking seconds it takes, because I know most of you guys are just waiting like, oh, I got an update. Oh, there's a video I'll watch. I got an update on my phone. That's how most of you guys go with the world. Click. You don't got 5 seconds to type, oh, how do you spell Fuck, I don't want to spell Gematria. I just want to click on shit. You guys can't see that you're part of the New World Order problem? You guys can't fucking lift your fingers, literally, to type in, oh, man, I haven't heard from Zach from 2 months. That's not like him. And if you don't know that about me, you don't know me at all. I've been working every single fucking day, you guys, for nearly 9 years straight right now. So don't come here with that half-ass like, I don't understand why you're so mad. Because you never worked for 9 straight fucking years and been dead on the money trying to wake people up to the agendas that were coming and have now since passed, just like I predicted it would hit in 2020. And I still can't even get people to do as much as look up the fucking channel or figure out that I've been suspended when I haven't posted for 2 months. Where have I ever taken 2 months off? I haven't taken a fucking day off. Anyway, like I continue to say, it's the Jesuits. The lead reporter for this at the station is Jesuit educated. Again, Fordham in New York. Just like Cuomo, Trump, and so many of these other clowns that are the faces of major agendas going on right now. But understand, they got their little field agents all over the nation. You mean to tell me there wasn't a pretty girl in Richland that could have got the reporting job there? They had to go get this girl from Fordham, New York? And then the main writer, again, the main writer is working at the NBC head office in New York. That's who's got the inside scoop on the story, a guy in New York and a girl who went to school in New York, and then her little field team that just reads from the cell phone, And And look at what I have to deal with, you guys. And I already know it's like this. I've been dealing with this shit the whole time. I'm probably going to have a bunch of shit coming my way real soon that I don't want to deal with. I'm creating the same scenario that happened in 2014. 2014, I went on the ground to investigate the Marysville Pilchuck High School shooting in Washington State, where I am, because it came right before the big vote on the new anti-Second Amendment bill to undermine gun owners. And, you know, a coincidental shooting... all the same shit, you guys. All the same shit. And then it became part of the Seahawks narrative as they went on to win the Super Bowl. Now it's Kroger out of Cincinnati, like Russell Wilson, right before the Bengals are in the Super Bowl. And if you missed my work on what they're doing with the Who concert, it couldn't be any more Jesuit. Fucking Who concert tragedy was on the anniversary of Xavier's death. The Jesuit University in Cincy. Again, and all this stuff's posted on my website, GematriaEffect.news. But you guys... I am sick and tired of the laziness and the ineptness, even from my own community. You know, if you're too fucking lazy to write out a word and all you can do is click on shit, you're part of the problem. Okay? I don't care how woke you think you are. You're not awake at all. You might understand my work. You need to do more than just understand my work. You need to have the ability to spend 5 seconds to type in a sentence. And it's amazing to me how many of you guys write out long sentences looking for help when I'm like, why didn't they just write a shorter sentence in a search engine? They would have got their answer. I mean, it's the computer age. You got to at least know how to use a computer at a preschool level. Okay. So again, these Jesuits, it's not just the education. It's that these people are fucking coded out, you guys. Juliet Arcodia's name equals fucking Jesuit order, and they're using these numbers all the time. You know? She might not even realize this. She could have been born, it could have been her father, part of a network. You know, maybe mom doesn't even know. Maybe it's just dad's secret. Or maybe dad doesn't know and it's just mom. Again, you got Jesuits. It's mostly a male network. But again, I mean, it's so, why is it everywhere you look, it's like this? You guys, it's not Israel running the nation. The Jesuits run Israel, the U.S., China, Europe, Africa, the whole fucking world, South America. The Jesuits, the Catholic Church, the thing established all over that has the whole world on their calendar speaking their English language. Okay? And yes, the Jesuits, they're Catholic and Jewish. That's why the Jesuit order equals 201, like State of Israel 201, like how yesterday's shooting was 201 days after the anniversary of Kroger's death, like how Skull and Bones is 201, modeled after the Knights Templar and the Templar crosses in the Jesuit logo. And again, the guy on the scene yesterday, Commander Lee, 54, like in the Most Pure Cipher, Jesuit order and Fred Meyer 54. Cable 54, the enemy of They Live, which released on the box office weekend of Guy Fawkes Day, the big Jesuit plot day. And then, lo and behold, Roddy Piper, the movie comes out 201 days after his birthday. He's killed on Ignatius of Loyola's death anniversary when Ignatius of Loyola is 201, the founder of the Jesuits. And Roddy Piper tweeted on September 27th, the day the Jesuits were recognized by Rome, that the movie was a documentary. You know, I don't know if it necessarily means if you get these special glasses, you can see that people are half alien, half human. I don't know if he meant that it was literal like that, but he's literal that, you know, there's these glasses out there. There's this lens you can have on the world, and when you see it, you see who the fuck is running shit and what their plans are, and you can get ahead of it, you know? Just like I've been since forever. But look at this shit, man. David K. Lee, NBC reporter out of New York, head writer on the story, NBC headquarters. You got the lead writer at the station, Jesuit educated out of New York at Fordham. And honestly, I can't tell if she was the person on the street yesterday, this girl, because these two people look so similar, but they're both on this reporting team. So it's either her or her, Jessica Perez. But it doesn't matter. They're all part of the same little reporting team. And again, you guys, I mean, you have to understand why I've been so censored and suppressed. It's because I've been over the target, you know, just shooting darts right at it, day after day for almost 9 years now. But the world still isn't catching on. That's what's so damn pathetic. Don't forget, Sundar Pichai equals 201. CEO of Google, who recognizes their birthday on the day the Jesuits were recognized by Rome, September 27th. For the record, that's the day leaving 95 days left in the year because the Jesuits were credited to counter the 95 Theses. The name of the road the Fred Meyer was on yesterday equals 95. But yeah, you know, I'm educating them about 38 and saying, let's get out the word about 38. How does the news break this morning? It first starts as a 38-year-old shooter Aaron Christopher Kelly, the 3-part shooter name, which equals 109 like shooting. Like how my first book, Letters and Numbers, about mass shootings by the numbers, I originally, when I wrote it, it was 109 pages, and I did it on perfect. And it's because there's so many of these damn stories to cover. I could have made it 1,000 pages if I wanted to. But there's a chapter in this book that's 109 pages where about how nearly every shooting you've ever heard of codes that same number 38 in it. I make a damn fine point of that. You read this book, there's so many points made about what's so specific and special about 38. It's more than death. It's about where the whole code comes from, Kabbalah. And it's not an accident that your nation's federal headquarters are on the 38th parallel. Notice yesterday the feds had the store on lockdown. All the police were following orders, maintaining the parking lot. And then supposedly after the 11 a.m. shooting, the feds get the shooter 11 hours later on the interstate, the federal road. You see how this works? The feds hold down the building. The police follow orders and stay outside. And then none of the police are actually looking for him, even though they say there's an 11-hour manhunt. We saw it there. The helicopter was parked there. All the police in town were there. No manhunt going on at all. I had to drive into that town yesterday. I didn't see a single police car anywhere coming in, not on the interstate, not anywhere. It's because they were all there at that. And then 11 hours later again. I'm going to show you. I found the most magic. I'm so glad I didn't finish my new book because I found like one of the best things I've ever found today. It just blows my mind. Share it with you at the end. But again, I'm telling them all about 38. If you watched the stream I did before I drove there, I talked all about 38. And then it comes out this morning, a 38-year-old shooter kills a 38-year-old victim. And look up that victim's Facebook page. All he did was upload pictures in the same pose every day saying, "This is my outfit for today at work. This is my outfit for today at work." And look at it. It's fucking weird. The exact same pose with a different t-shirt on every day. Some of the t-shirts are actually funny. But that's the Justin Krumbaugh. But look at him. I'm 38 years old, you guys. Compare me to Justin Krumbaugh. Even if I'd been doing crystal meth for the last 30 years straight, I wouldn't look as old as Justin Krumbaugh. There's no way that guy's fucking 38. But anyway, they have to report to you both are 38. And somebody's going to say, well, now I'm looking it up and now it says he's 39. Yeah, it does. And think about how they did that. The killing on the 38th day, the news of the arrest goes from 38 at the start of the day to 39 on the 39th day of the year. And what's federal equal in Gematria? 39. What's secrecy equal? 39. What's masonry equal? 39, the fraternal order of police. That's why I always hate the wise asses. Oh, well, now it says 39. Okay, you little Orwellian fucktard. That's the problem with this age, that they can just change the information in 5 fucking seconds. That's why I document all the shit that I do on my site. Here, hold on. I got so many screenshots of the 38. Okay, so here's how it started this morning, with the 38-year-old victim, Justin Krumbaugh, the 38-year-old shooter, Aaron Christopher Kelly. I was up at 4 in the morning. But look at all these articles that were 38-year-old, 38-year-old, 38-year-old. But you look, now it's changing to 39 everywhere on the 39th day of the year. It's a fucking code. I've explained what all these numbers mean a million times. You know what I mean? It's just people are so dumb. Well, now it says 39, so maybe it's just a coincidence. It's like, dude, it's not a fucking coincidence, okay? Before I went there, understand, this book will teach you a whole bunch of shit about 38 and death that I wrote. This book will teach you even 10 times more about 38 and death and how often they do this shit. Last year, or what? It was either last year on this day or 2 years ago, or on the 38th day of the year, that there's some suicide of some entertainer that was 38 years old jumped to their death. And I was like, based on all the suspicious deaths in entertainment, I got to question a 38-year-old jumping to their death on the 38th day of the year in light of what I know about these psychopaths that run the world. And, again, you just look at everything. What I documented yesterday, the photos of the supposed 38-year-old victim who looks like he's pushing 55 or older. The images they give you every time. You mean to tell me that's the best image Kroger and Fred Meyer has in their store? I guess we might as well go. I know this isn't the case. The Fred Meyer that's here in Yakima, understand, Yakima is a poor town. It's the murder capital of Washington State. There is a lot of crime here. But anytime you go in that Fred Meyer, the alarm's constantly going off about security alert on this aisle. They have cameras that can see what the fuck's going on. Obviously, a lot more clear than this. But, anyway, so I'm doing this stream, but I'm about to do another stream because I'm about to go to NBC because they're not returning my call and they're talking shit and they're talking bullshit. And I see the police don't want to do anything. And I called about 5 different law firms today and they all said they're not interested in suing NBC over an assault. And again, it just reminds me, like, that's the establishment, you guys, the government, the authority, the lawyers. This is their fucking system. They don't go against each other. Their system is what keeps them in power, ruling over us. And that's what I've understood for a long time. I'm going to tell you something else I'm thinking about, you guys. I am thinking about stopping doing everything I'm doing cold turkey, not because I'm quitting, but I'm thinking about going to law school. I'm thinking about doing what my original plan was, because if I knew the laws better, I can't find a lawyer in this world that does what needs to be done. You know, if there was a lawyer who really knew how the laws and how to actually get back at these people, that would be super fucking helpful. But you know what? I ran into this. I got to be honest. I hate to use the legal system, but I looked into a lawyer when Fox News fucked with me in March 2020 because they were yanking me all over and pushing me from behind and threatening me. And it was all captured on camera. And no lawyer was interested in helping then either. You know, that's not something we'd be interested in. And I just thought, it's just a fucking network, man. They know not who to, and that's part of the thing too. Some of them might just be a business decision. They're like, fuck, NBC's got endless pockets. They'll fucking kill us. You know, I'm in this business to make money and win. I'm not. It's going to be hard to win against NBC. But see, so maybe that's why going into law is not the ticket. But somehow we got to figure out a way to beat these fucking people at their game. We know what their game is. We know exactly what they're doing. They need to be beat. It's so transparent. It's just. The advantage is they have the system, the government, the laws, the armed might, all the shit to stop a dude like me. So I hate living in Bullshitville. But I'm going to do as much as I can to try and get people to wake the fuck up to change it, which is what I've been doing. But I realize, you know, it's a lot more impactful when you go out and do it in person. The problem is, you know, because of what I've done, it's made me a target and a bunch of bad shit's happened to me. Why don't you guys download Letters and Numbers and go to the end of the book where I show the organic side of the code, or maybe it's not organic. If you guys don't know, when I was 33 years old on Christmas Eve, quite the symbolic fuck you came when a car crashed through my house, and then the police waited to sign off on the report until the middle of the night at 12:33 a.m., which is the 33rd minute of the day, on supposedly what happened there. And a story that didn't make any fucking sense. And then to remind you that the insurance companies are part of the big fuck you, I had a $30,000 bill for the hole in my house, and that was the lowest end quote. Some companies were like $48,000, $50,000. I mean, the lowest end bid I had was $30,000 to repair it, and my insurance was trying to pay out $2,500. I had to fight them for 5 months with a hole in my house to get them to pay 2/3 of the bill, which was, you know, $20,000, and probably didn't even get the best job done because I took the lowest bid. They didn't do a bad job, though, I got to be honest. So that is why you should get multiple bids. But yeah, it's just, I mean, you look and it's just like, fucking A, man. I mean, come on. Again, this was 322 days after the 322 shooting at the other Kroger store in Boulder, Colorado. And again, 322, the number of Yale Skull and Bones, which is modeled after the Knights Templar, who are related to the Jesuits because they're military orders of the Catholic Church. But from the anniversary of the death of Mr. Kroger in 1938 to yesterday's shooting on the 38th day of the year, 201 days later. And who's educating about 201 nonstop? My new book that's almost done is pretty much, I mean, it's about a lot of things, but it's mostly about 201. And, it's just, you got, I can't even put all the examples in there that I have now. I mean, I can work on a 4th book when I'm done with this one and put in every 201 thing I have, but I more than beat the dead horse in the book. I mean, it's a closed case, and the shit just piles up by the day, so. Anyway, I am going to go down to NBC's office. I'm going to live stream the interaction and see if we can get some justice and somebody to, account for their wrongdoing. Then we can see if we can also educate him. Find out how many Jesuits work in the office. We'll see whatever comes of it. But I might go from there to the corner because I haven't been on the corner in a minute. I just found out about don't forget the song Murder by Numbers by the Police Or this Murder by Numbers movie poster with the 3-8 encoded. Again, Murder by Numbers by the Police. The song came out in 1983 about killings as simple as ABC 1, 2, 3. But, this just happened in Yakima. Young Ben actually called me. Young Ben, maybe it's good because then my head will be on more of a swivel, but Young Ben reminded me about something. He has such a good memory. Longtime helper of the community. He started here in high school. Now he's about to graduate from college. Now he's racking up the truth seeker ladies. Young Ben. Great man. But he reminded me that back in the day, if you guys were following me back in the day, I would show the weird letters I got in my mailbox, my physical mailbox at my old house in Bothell, the house that got crashed through on Christmas Eve and ransacked November 15, 2014, and house I got arrested in the front yard on March 7th, 2015. But I was getting a bunch of weird mail in the box, and one of them said, "You will die February 18th." And back then, I didn't understand why they would pick the date 2/18. And what I didn't realize back then was in English extended gematria, death is 2/18. But now I know a bit more about that number. Holy Roman Empire is 2/18. And again, they say the Holy Roman Empire ended on August 6th, 1806, which is the 218th day of the year. But anyway, there's this recent story out of Yakima, where I now am. Again, I'm only out here because Sweet Lady came to school out here, but the officer who criticized the governor of Washington State in Yakima, Jay Inslee, over his vaccine mandates, he reportedly ended up dying shortly after. And he died, let me just show you. He died 218 days after his June 24th birthday. But I want you to see all that's fucked up about this. From Inslee's 70th birthday, we know that's the coronavirus COVID vaccine number, which also means he's in his 71st year of life. Again, he criticized Inslee, this guy. From Inslee's birthday, February 9th, to this man's death, January 28th, that's 353 days later, the 71st prime. And the officer's name on his obituary, Robert D. LeMay II, is 71. Just like the Society of Jesus. I mean, this whole thing could be a psyop, too. It's the police. But, again, it just reminded me, and this is what Ben called me up about. He's like, isn't that the number they threatened you with? I was like, man, February 18th. It was years ago that they threatened me with February 18th. That was like 2015. I'm pretty sure I got that letter at the start of 2015. And, you know, I've lived through a bunch of February 18th since then, but it did put it back in my mind, and it's like, maybe I need to think more about that on February 18th. Especially since right now I am 38 years old. I was born in 83. Can't change what day I was born, but yeah, I doubt anything will happen. But honestly, True Seeker, if something did happen, just realize this was probably the warning, and it was probably only a matter of time. So let's not think like that. But Ben did remind me of that this morning. It made me think. And that Sweet Lady's nightmare. That's what she worries about. She sees these story of people in the news who supposedly kill their whole family and then themselves, and she's like, "How do you know that's not somebody like you?" And they wanted to get rid of that family because they knew stuff that they shouldn't know. Say, well, I mean, if you operate out of fear, you'll never get where you need to be, but I do understand the concern for safety. And I mean, that's the difference between men and women. And honestly, Sweet Lady shouldn't have to be with any, I mean, we're not supposed to live in a world, you guys, where we're oppressed and terrorized and lied to and have to spend so much of our life fighting for our decency, but that's the world we live in. And, the thing that Sweet Lady's understanding more and more as she gets older, she wants kids, is now, because the argument that works with her lies is, listen, you want kids someday. You're talking about how much you want kids. I said, you want them to grow up in this world right now? And she gets that. She sees how sad it is to be a kid right now. Your face over your mask. You got to be experimented with. And she's even in the pharmacy industry. And a lot of people in the pharmacy industry see what's wrong with it. That they just have to go out and just experiment or, submit essentially to Big Brother and Pfizer because they said so, even though they've been healthy the whole time. They're young people that aren't even in danger, but they need to, for some reason, the Big Brother thinks they need to go out and experiment with the rushed out, vaccines. And you got people like Jay Inslee. Remember Jay Inslee, his little governor buddy until just recently was a Jesuit priest. He was the blind guy that stepped down, I think, at the end of sometime last year, 2020. Well, now we're in 2022, but yeah, go back and read about his little governor buddy there that he had. What do they call it? The co-governor or whatever? I should know, but he was a Jesuit priest. That's the Society of Jesus. But yeah, from the day that this guy went on Fox News and told Jay Inslee to kiss his ass, October 18th, which was the anniversary of Event 201, from that day to his death, January 28th, was 102 days later, the reflection of 201. And keep in mind, he's police and Yakima police. Look at Yakima and police in Gematria. You see the 60? He died on 28/1. 281 is the 60th prime. You see how perfect it is? And the news, he died on January 28th, but the news broke on the 30th. You see how police is also 30? His name, Robert, equals 33 in the same cipher as police, so really he fills out the whole chart there. But I missed this story. I'm here in Yakima. Young Ben called me today and said, hey, did you see this story in your own Yakima? And he's like, 218, isn't that what they threatened you with? I was like, man, why'd you remind me about that? I don't want to think about that right now. But it's true, they did. It was like 2015. I got this I got a whole bunch of weird mail, but that was the first time they threatened me for a date. You'll die on February 18th. And I was just like, why that day? I don't. You know what's funny? I didn't know satanic gematria back then either. I actually looked. That's my 213th day of my age, and death is 213 in satanic. I mean, so I'm putting that out there. If anything ever does happen to me, it might happen to me on February 18th. You know what? That's not going to make me quit, just like it didn't make me quit back then. You know? I'd rather go out like a champion than submit and quit, trying to fight these evil fucks. You know? People make me sick, man. I feel like these people, they fucking ruined my life. My life would have been a lot different if 9/11 didn't happen. I was on a great path to have a nice, enjoyable life that I was working hard for. And it's not like life's been that bad. I mean, but it would have been a lot better. It would have been a lot better if I didn't have to lose so many friends and go through so many battles trying to wake people up to how we're being lied to, enslaved, loss of rights and liberty, quality of life, how the surveillance state's being built. These aren't things I want to fucking talk about. But they're things people need to see. Now listen to this. It all started with me as a young person before I knew any about this letters and numbers, just seeing the numerology of 9/11 as an 18-year-old. I started to do some research. I started to find out some shit, and what I found out about was 1968, and I can't believe this. I didn't know this the whole time. If you go to Yale's website, their own website, here, let me just, what did I do with the link to their site? Oh. Well, here. How many people graduated from Yale? Because some people just think that's a screenshot saying 911 people graduated from Yale in 1968. And if you don't know why that matters, I'm about to make it clear. All right, so you go to Yale's website, alumni.yale.education. I mean, this is their website right here. Look at this. The class of 1968, 911 people graduated. Isn't that amazing? It just makes me wonder if it's even true. But we know how important these secret societies are, especially the ones at Yale, like Skull and Bones, to what's going on. Again, in 1968, 911 was made the national emergency dialing code. World Trade Center construction began in New York. George W. Bush graduated from Yale and Skull and Bones. 2001, A Space Odyssey came out. He became president to start 2001, the year of 9/11. The New York Jets had their only Super Bowl winning season. Boeing debuted their jumbo jetliner that year. The construction firm that got the contract to build the World Trade Centers was from Seattle. Seattle, Washington equals 68 in gematria, like terror, like CIA. 11 years to the day of 9/11. George Herbert Walker Bush, his son was president. He was president before him, but his son was president when 9/11 happened. 11 years to the day, September 11th, 1990, Bush gave his speech about a new world order, a world freer of terror. 11 years to the day, his son's president in the 11th state, New York, the building that looked like an 11, Flight AA11, all the shit they did. That's the master number. That's a huge clue that it's numerology. What is 911 in numerology? 9 plus 1 plus 1 is 11. It's a whole bunch of 11s. The World Trade Centers are 110 stories tall, 110. The building that falls 7 hours later in the day, Building 7, 47 floors tall. What's 4 plus 7? 11. Everything is 11 on that day. What are the numbers that we almost always talk about on this channel? 38, 47, 56, 65, 74, 83. Sometimes we talk about 92. Manhattan equals 92, where the World Trade Centers were. Manhattan also equals 29. 29 and 92, they're all 11. If you don't understand how they're all 11, again, numerology. 29 is 2 plus 9 is 11. 38, 3 plus 8 is 11. 47, 4 plus 7 is 11. 56, 5 plus 6 is 11. All of these things that are so important to them. And I hate when people come here, it's like, all that actually really matters in this is the 11. Wrong. Stop with your ignorance. Totally wrong. If all that mattered was 11, Gavin Newsom would have said in 11 weeks, 11% of you will have COVID, so I'm locking down the nation. No, he said in 8 weeks, which is 56 days, 56%, because coronavirus is 56, COVID vaccines 56, Society of Jesus is 56, Gavin Newsom's 56, Anthony Fauci's 56, said 56 for a reason. It's not just about 11. It's about understanding the language, but it does all go back to numerology where 11's the master number. 11 a.m. shooting, 11 hours later, the feds get him. Feds got the building on lockdown. Dude, imagine if everybody was really woke in Richland. Here, let's get the town to round up and find out why Fred Meyer's really shut down today. Get the fuck out of the way, please. There might be 100 of you armed here. Guess how many people lived in this town that got a rifle that showed up today? 3,000, because we want to know what the fuck's really going on. We understand you're trying to take away our rifles. Let's go in the store and see what really happened. And then you go in there and not a fucking thing happened. Not a single can's off the shelf. Not a shell casing anywhere. Fucking dummy. With some asshole police officer putting some syrup around it. Yeah, and if you don't think that's happening, shut the fuck up, you're wrong. We documented it all in 2017 with the London Bridge shooting in UK, and YouTube deleted all of us. Why do you think they keep deleting live streams like the one I did yesterday? What was wrong with my live stream yesterday? I didn't assert anything. I asked a bunch of questions, and nobody had a fucking answer. That's what they didn't want to see. They didn't want to see somebody how to handle it. That's what they don't want the world to see. For how to people to go out there and stand up to these assholes and say the right things and not get in trouble as they try to instigate you. That's why it got shut down. That's why I'm the villain with a misinformation strike. What fucking misinformation? I asked questions and made good points. There's a major fucking pattern with 322 and mass shootings that we talked about for a long ass time. This is nothing new. Everything I talk about that day, and I mean, I brought up the 11 thing, the 11 a.m. shooting. I brought up the 38 thing. All that's what becomes the story the next day, the same fucking numbers. And then a fucking Jesuit, man. Juliet Arcodia, shame on you. I bet you if you talk to Juliet, she probably thinks she's making the world better. Zach, do you know how many people a year die from guns? This is to make the world a safer place, Zach. I went to Fordham. It's a great education. It's so holistic. You know, we understand what needs to be done to make the world better. There's too many people. There's too many guns. Okay. You sound like fucking Adolf Hitler. By the way, his name, Adolphus Hitler. His birth name, 201. What day did he die? He died right after turning 56 years old. Adolf Hitler, you know the name he went by is 56. 56, 201, those same fucking numbers over and over. 56 days from event 201, the first case of COVID in the world. Fucking coincidence. Event 201 put on by a Jesuit. Where's Low Impact Flicks at? He's always showing the most irrelevant fucking videos promoting these channels that really don't do jack shit. Hey, upload my video and help me get some more traffic, buddy. I thought you want to fight the federal government. Fucking pretender. You want to sell t-shirts. That's all you want to do. That guy just put out a video last week saying that Gematria doesn't help with anything. Fuck you, man. Meanwhile, he's taken by every psyop. Emotionally invested in every psyop. Fooled by every psyop. Fucking moron. He might really think that it doesn't help with anything because he's too fucking dumb. That's the other big problem at the end of the day. Most people are just too fucking dumb, man. And I'm not meaning to put out fear. And if something did happen to me on February 18th, if that was the end of me this year at age 38, the warning being fulfilled from 2015, if that was the end, because I mean they fucking could. You see how this world works. Nobody stands up for anything. Somebody came busting in here in the middle of the night, the SWAT team. I'm not going to win against that. I'm not fucking Bruce Lee in an action movie. By the way, if I do go out, will somebody who's a graphic artist reinvent me as a fucking superhero with like the news story for? If this ever does happen, I would like to be the story retold yesterday, but instead I take on every fucking officer and military punk in that parking lot and I bust into the store and show the world that nothing happened in there. That would have been a great fucking Disney fairy tale. But, yeah, in case anything does happen, don't stop with the April 19th event, you know? Sweet lady was crying, saying something bad's going to happen. She can feel it. And usually when she does that, half the time she ends up being right. Ben's calling me today to remember about the danger of February 18th. I'm just like, I don't like to live in fear. That's not how I am. I'm going to go out right after this and do my thing on the corner. They want to come shoot me, fucking come shoot me. But if something did happen, you guys, just in case it did, you guys still got to rally on April 19th and get out the word. So, and again, I'm just thinking about it. I mean, I got really fucked with you guys after I invested the high school shooting in 2014. So I'm sure I'm bringing a similar shitstorm down on myself this time as well. Not to mention I'm a million times better at the research, and it's 100 million times more convincing than it was back then. And it wasn't bad back then. But now I really got these fuckers, man. So anyway, before it gets too late, I'm going to run down to NBC, and I'm going to see why they won't own up for their crimes against me. And if you guys missed the video, it's on BitChute. Search GematriaEffect.news or Zachary K. Hubbard. It'll bring it up. That's my channel name. You know what? I'll even link it as the top pinned post to make it easy for you. But you really got to learn to do more than just click on shit. Typing out a sentence, not that much effort. Back in the day, if our ancestors wanted some information to do something, they had to get up off their ass. They probably had to walk there, ride a bike there, run there, drive there, actually move their hand and write some shit out. Now it's just so easy. You just click the buttons and boom. And we still can't even do that. All we can do is click on shit. You don't see why we're being ruled over so easily? Because we're a bunch of incapables. I made this channel to have an impact and make people think about things, not to be your friend. Some people need to wake up, get more inspired, and do more, instead of asking me to do every fucking thing for them. I don't got time to wipe your ass and tie your shoes every morning. You're not 5 years old. So anyway, I'll be down at NBC, stream on this channel, assuming they don't strike it before I get there. If somehow this channel is suspended before I get there, I'll do it on Gematria Effect News 23, which is the other non-suspended channel right now. And I'll probably have to create Gematria Effect News 25 in the days ahead. All right, Truth Seeker, we'll leave it there. If you get a chance, also check the post I did on the Who concert. You got to know about that ritual. The Who concert tragedy was the day Xavier died in history. Xavier's the Cincinnati Jesuit University there. It's all synced up with Travis Scott, the last tragedy that it happened, the date. And again, it just screams Jesuit. Xavier's 191 years old right now. Society of Jesus 191. From the Travis Scott concert to the Who concert upcoming is 191 days. And go back and see the work I did on the Travis Scott concert. I was connected it to the Who concert back then. Now look. All right, you guys. Till next time.